In today's Gospel of St. Mark, we hear Christ's great commission, go into the whole world and proclaim the gospel to every creature. That's all encompassing, right? Go into the whole world and proclaim the gospel to every creature. And that's why we're here, right? That's why we're here from so many different countries and places and cities. We've been sent by Christ, we've been called by Christ and sent to all creation, to the whole world, to proclaim the good news. Right? And throughout the centuries, that's why Christians, Catholics have been going from one place, kind of driven from the beginning, the little hub in Jerusalem, out to the whole of Judea, Galilee, Samaria, then on to Syria, then on further to all around the Mediterranean, on off to Asia, off to the Americas, right? This is the commandment that's pushing us forward. And what are we supposed to do? Well, we're supposed to proclaim the gospel to every creature. What is that gospel? Well, in the first reading, Peter and John tell us it is impossible for us not to speak about what we have seen and heard. If we're sitting here, it's because each one of us has encountered Jesus Christ, the risen Lord, in our lives and the people around us. And it is impossible for us not to speak about this, right? And if we do, right, we kind of like Jeremiah says, I will not speak about him anymore, but it was like a burning fire within me I couldn't contain. I had to say something, right? Each one of us has probably heard the gospel from someone else who had that burning flame in them and they had to share it with us, right, in action or in words. And that's pushed us to be here. And that's why we're here sharing it among each other, but also every time we go out on missions, every time we leave the house, every time we speak with someone on the phone, that fire has to be coming out, right? It is impossible for us not to speak about what we have seen and heard. And that leads us to be, like the beginning of this reading says, they recognize them as the companions of Jesus. Wouldn't that be beautiful if every time, independent of how we were dressed, people look and say, oh, there's a companion of Jesus, right? That's our goal. To live so much so that people, without knowing anything about us, they can say, oh, he must be a companion of Jesus. Right? And we're called to speak with that boldness, right? That parousia that Peter and John spoke with. They spoke with the leaders and elders and scribes were amazed, and they recognized them as companions, but they were, perceived them to be uneducated and ordinary men. I'm full of uneducated and ordinary men. And yet to speak with fire because we carry that experience of Christ in our hearts. And this can stir up a little bit of fear or nervousness within us, whether it be in front of the vocation, whether it be in front of being in New York City and someone's walking by and, do I say anything I don't understand? Are you Catholic? Right? No, with parousia. Hey, are you Catholic? Just like Steve Oth, right? But we have to remember my strength and my courage is the Lord. He has been my Savior, right? The reason I'm here is because He saved me and I've experienced that salvation in a real way in my life. And I can't but not talk about it, right? If people listen or not, I can't do anything about that. In a certain sense, it's not my problem. But I am called to say something, right? Because I'm sitting here because someone said something to me. And how many people are out there waiting until someone says to them, hey, I've encountered the risen Lord, and His name is Jesus Christ.